I'm James Horden, I'm the Mayor of Thurrock. The Purfleet Heritage Centre is one of the most magnificent places of the borough. It's stock full of history, military history, and it's a truly remarkable opportunity for young or old to indulge in British culture and to learn more about the amazing men and women who have kept our country safe through the years. Thank you, Purfleet Heritage Centre.
Hello, I'm Kevin Coombs. I'm a volunteer here at the Purfleet Heritage Centre. I work mainly on conservation and actually looking after the collections and maintaining them, keeping them clean and making sure they are fit to last for the future. Today is very special because it's the Battle of Britain Day and the event involves singers, VIP guests and vintage vehicles at the museum, and we're hoping that everybody's enjoying it. We've got a good turnout. If you wish to visit the museum, please do so. It's a hidden gem and it's well worth a good couple of hours of your time, and you'll probably want to come back to take it all in.
Right, Mike Ostler's the name. I come from Grays and I served in the Royal Air Force from 1956 to 1968. During that time I did 2 tours in Singapore, based in Singapore, although we flew all over the Far East from that base. I noticed that today it's concentrating here at Purfleet on Royal Air Force Hornchurch. And Hornchurch is a very important base for me in the early days, because before I actually joined up and signed the documents in 1956, early 1956, I had to go to RAF Hornchurch for the Aircrew Selection Board. So that's how the other hub originated. If you were lucky, they sent you a letter like this, saying that you are so lucky you've been selected, you've passed the board and you've been selected to go into the Air Force. So I went there, I spent a week there, we did all sorts of tests and quizzes, and I think I was in the red team of 5 of us, and the blue team was another lot of 5, and we had to build bridges and get across crocodile-infested swamps, I seem to remember, which was depicted with 2 lines on the ground, and we had to leap from one across to the other using 2 oil drums and a bit of wood. It was quite crazy, but it must have done something right because I got through. So my week in RAF Hornchurch came to an end, but I did get one of these important letters to say I'd been accepted. So come July, the following July, didn't waste much time, following July I signed up and went over and trained as the first direct entry air electronics officer. And we were trained for the V-Force. That's what we were wanted for, to sit down the back of the V-bombers with our Morse keys and our radio sets, which of course V-bombers would be on radio silence, so I wouldn't have too much to do. But I had to be there just in case, I suppose. And I could receive messages, of course, broadcasts from base to say come back to base, the kettle's boiled. And so we did things like that. That was the theory. But when it came to it, I was actually sent to Coastal Command instead. So my 12 years was spent flying Shackletons all around the world, based mostly in Kinloss in the north of Scotland, where we flew all over the coast of Norway and Iceland and up to Greenland. This was the time of the Cold War. And I like to think that Cold War was one thing, but it was really cold up there when we were flying up there. We did all these patrols looking for the Russian fleet, submarines and that sort of thing. But of course a lot of search and rescue. I can remember flying long hours towards Iceland looking for a missing fishing boat. Another crew found it later on after we'd finished and gone back to base. They went out and found the remains of the fishing boat. But I don't think they managed to save it anyway. And then I went to the Far East, and things were different there. Although the Cold War was still going on at home, out in the Far East it suddenly became hot. And it became hot because the Indonesians started to invade what was Malaya, soon to become Malaysia. And so we had to spend our time searching for Indonesian boats coming up the coast and landing infiltrators ashore. It was easy to spot them because although they looked like fishing boats, as they sailed along with the fishing fleet, they weren't surrounded by seagulls. The fishing fleet, however, was gutting fish and throwing bits over the side, and so they all had seagulls around them. But the one boat that didn't have seagulls, you kept an eye on. And they'd start to make a dirty dart for the shore to land their raiding party. We would need to fire a few guns at them and call in the Malaysian police and all the Royal Navy minesweepers to pick them up. And this is what we spend our time doing. It was a game of cat and mouse, but we could. It was a good thing to do because we could actually save these raids on the little villages, the kampongs up the coast, and so lots of people in Borneo, and also in Western Malaya, but mostly our squadron was operating on the Borneo coast, and we did manage to, I think, save quite a lot of nasty attacks on the local population.
Hello, just want to introduce ourselves. We're Sentimental Journey, vintage duo, covering the 40s, today especially because we're here at the Purfleet Museum. Wonderful museum this is, not to be missed if you've not been here before. And we are doing for the Battle of Britain today. So we're parked outside, doing a few 40s songs, enjoying ourselves and hopefully giving you some joy to everybody else there.
We're bringing back some lovely memories.
Absolutely, yeah. To me,
to you. And some lovely veterans that have come along and visited.
Yeah. This is Lorraine.
And this is Geraldine.
Jerry for my friends.
Oh, Jerry, yeah.
As I said, we're Sentimental Journey. We're having a lovely time here today, and it's really nice of everybody to invite us to come along. We're really hoping that you're going to come along and support this wonderful museum. It's not to be missed, and hopefully we'll see you in the future. Hope to see everybody else again.
Yeah, today we've come down to the Heritage Centre because they're commemorating the 82nd anniversary of the Battle of Britain. We've had stands outside and we've had local singers come down and do songs from the 1940s. We've had Spitfire Society stand who put on a display, and also some buses have come down with their vintage buses and some motorbikes and cars. So it's not been a bad day, and they do this annually every year to commemorate the Battle of Britain. Obviously the local airfield was over at Hornchurch, so that's the connection between the Purfleet Heritage Centre and RAF Hornchurch. And in 1997 it was decided to call the RAF section the Hornchurch Wing. So when you see the Purfleet Heritage Centre, it's got incorporated the Hornchurch Wing, which commemorates all the pilots obviously flew from Hornchurch during the Battle of Britain, as well as those pre-war and those post-war.